Jesus Christ, it's been a while since I've uploaded. It's been like, what, 3 months, 4 months? Oh, fuck. Yeah, so, I'm back. Now, 2025 hasn't exactly had that many big releases in terms of cartoons. Maybe that's because I'm out of the loop, but outside of Win or Lose and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I haven't heard of any of these prior to research. Now, there are a couple still unreleased shows that I want to comment on, but there are also some that I've watched. Just keep in mind I haven't seen all of them because there's like, I don't know, 50. But I did check out the ones I found to be more interesting, so let's get into it. Go-Go Mystery Machine is the newest of the endless stream of Scooby-Doo reboots. Announced in June 2024 at the Annecy International Animation Festival, it follows Shaggy and Scooby, who unwittingly unleash hundreds of monsters while visiting Japan with the help of Scooby's uncle, Daisuke-Do, Etsuko, and gadget whiz Toshiro. Shaggy and Scooby have new mysteries to catch and monsters to what the fuck? Based on the synopsis alone, this sounds like it could either be the new Mystery Incorporated or a failed Japanese adaptation, kind of like Powerpuff Girls Z. As of today, it is unclear if the other members of the Mystery Gang will make appearances. However, if the 1985 13 Ghost series is anything to go off of, I do kind of have hope for this show. Then again, I said the same thing for Velma. Following half-siblings Jack and Lily as they adjust to living together while helping their family's pet business. And while the first episode is up on YouTube, I decided not to watch it. Instead, I'm gonna wait for it to be fully released and then procrastinate a video about it and never release it. Yeah. Based on the synopsis alone, the show doesn't seem all that special. However, after skimming through the full episode and watching the full scene uploaded on the Nicktoons channel, the show has its positives and negatives. One of the positives is the characters. They seem charming, and the two main characters don't seem to hate each other, like in a lot of media with this setup, and their expressions are really funny. Look at his fucking face. The one huge negative are the backgrounds. I really hate those colors, and the thing that bugs me most about them is how undoubtedly similar they are to a show like Pig Boat Banana Cricket. And while shitty animation can be made up for by good writing, take Mr. Pickles as an example, the show looks god awful, but it's funny enough to where it doesn't bother me that much. But for now, Wild Pack goes pretty high on my watch list, but we'll see for sure once the show officially airs. Now, there isn't much announced about this show outside of the fact it's airing this year and will be produced by Netflix. However, after enduring the animated series all those years back, I am not excited for this. Hotel Transylvania fell off immensely after its second movie, and even then, that one was just alright. While I didn't hate the third and I really didn't like the fourth or the TV spinoff, both feeling like cash grabs, I do hope Motel Transylvania will be something, I guess. Well, I hope to be proved wrong. For now, Motel Transylvania is not a show I have high hopes for. Fucking hell, I am not beating the man-child allegations, am I? Mickey and friends welcome everyone back to the clubhouse for all new adventures filled with magic, laughs, and new surprises. Shit. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was a huge part of my childhood, and it was the first thing that came to mind when my little cousin started watching cartoons, and I had to pause my 30th rewatch of Prison Break and Dexter just to relax and watch it with him. While I would have definitely been more excited for this like 10 years ago, I'll probably still check it out when it does officially air. Now, really quickly, here are some more shows that stood out to me that either have released or haven't, or I don't know. These are just ones I wanted to throw in the video. Number 1, Happy Family USA. After watching the trailer, this looks like just another edgy show who could maybe make me laugh once. So Rick and Morty. Asterix and Obelix, The Big Fight. This 5-episode miniseries just released on Netflix like a week ago, and I'm probably gonna watch it. Avatar, Seven Havens. This is without a doubt the show I'm most excited for out of all of these, and the only reason why it doesn't have its own segment is because I will have to come out of my cave and have one of my 2 yearly videos be on this show, as it will probably be one of the best things in animation this decade. That, and also like forgot about it and added it last second. Iron Man and his awesome friend. It's just a fucking stupid spin-off of that Spidey show. Characters, but interesting, I guess. Win or lose. This Pixar miniseries released this February has plot. It has character. I don't know. I didn't care enough to watch it. But here are some of the shows I did care enough to watch. Jesus. LGBTQ. Following the adventures of Belfort, a refined spaniel, and Lupin, an intrepid wolf. Whatever the fuck that means. Also, Louis XIV is a character in this. Like, he's a main character. To be honest, the show isn't that bad. I mean, the animation is great to look at, and the characters are charming enough to not make the show be all that boring. The thing that kind of drops it down for me is the relationship between the two titular characters. There isn't this much sexual tension in porn. Why does it need to be in this fucking cartoon? I mean, it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking. If you want to know more about it, just watch Saber Sparks' video. I'm gonna give the show a light 6 and an NSFW rating. Now, I'll be honest and say I wasn't really paying that much attention to this, as Celta Vigo was making a comeback against Real Madrid, and I was hyped, but Nickelodeon's preschool series is a welcome surprise. Taking a look at Nick Jr.'s current programming, the show looks like it could be its last hope. Just look at what else they're currently airing. What the fuck is this? It follows 6 super bunnies with names I can't remember, and that brings me to the show's first fault. The main cast is too big, and I had a point to say about this, but in this fucking recording, I have tried 5 times and I can't get it right, so I'm just skipping over it. This is probably the point in the video when I realized that, skipping over that point that I expertly couldn't say. I'm gonna give this a decent 6, and I'm rating it higher than Belfort and Lupin, mainly because the absence of all that sexual tension is a breath of fresh air I desperately need. Here it is. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's no secret that Spider-Man is one of my favorite franchises ever, with every movie being a top 100 contender, not you. And in terms of cartoon, not all of them were as great as the films. With 11 total cartoons, I've seen the 1968 show, the Fox Kids series from the late 90s, and Disney's Ultimate Spider-Man, and Spidey and His Amazing Friends. And now this show. And out of all of those, it's the best. Now, before I get into what I like, let me quickly say what I don't like, because it's just one thing. That's the animation. Don't get me wrong, the animation can be incredible at times, especially during fight scenes. However, when the characters are just standing around, they look extremely off. For example, the shadows on the characters look very off-putting. And while I don't want to call it bad, it does ache my brain while watching. I don't know if rotoscope animation is used, but the show reminds me a lot of the movie Apollo 10½, which does use rotoscope animation, and with that movie I had the same issue. Now on to what I liked, and that's pretty much everything else. The characters are great. Peter is pleasant, but at times he can be a little bit exaggerating, but not enough to make me dislike him. Nico is great. Brilliant character building in a short season span, and the mystery behind her amulet or whatever the fuck is on her neck is great. But Harry Osborn is a standout, being both goofy and wholesome, while at times in the movies, especially Raimi's first one, he can be a fucking prick. In the show, he's lovely, but my favorite has to be Lonnie. His evolution and many ups and downs keep me on the edge of my seat all throughout the 10 episodes, and I'm really excited to see what his character arc becomes in the second episode. This is definitely my favorite animated show since 2020's The Owl House and The Midnight Gospel. It's a really well crafted and executed show, which I believe can only go up from here. I really recommend this, like 9. Now on to the last one. In 2052, an emergency task force is assembled when a miracle cure is hijacked for purging populations. Released on Max in April, I put off watching Lazarus for a while since anime isn't really my favorite genre, but after checking it out, I'm glad I did, since it's pretty good. While the pacing and dialogue aren't amazing, that being my main issue with anime, the animation is obviously beautiful, and while people on IMDb really hated the writing, I thought Shinichiro Watanabe, who also wrote on Cowboy Bebop, did a good job. Another critique I had is currently kinda invalid since the show has just aired its 6th episode, but I think with a premise as strong as this, a lot more could have been done and can be done. Everything is from the characters to the music, it just seems like it could have been done way better. That's all I'm gonna say about it for now, but I'm really curious how it will turn out. A strong 7. Now, I know there are some shows I missed, most importantly being Side Effects, but it honestly didn't really captivate me that much from watching the trailer and reading the synopsis, kind of like Win or Lose. I will eventually watch it, and you'll have my thoughts on my IMDb page, link below, but for now this is it. I was pleasantly surprised by this dive into what's going on this year after being absent for so long. But to be fair, this seems like a new era of cartoons I'll remember fondly. Well, most of them at least.